The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi, and we're coming to you from our Parks Racing studio. Great show today. We have President Bob Hutt from the PTHA joining us, talking about the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Act and top racing from around the world, including the $12 million Dubai World Cup, plus 3-year-olds taking center stage, getting Kentucky Derby points in the Louisiana Derby, the Sunland Park Derby, and the UAE Derby. But big news in horse racing, and CEO Lisa Lazarus was here with us last Monday as a new law rolled out.
Right, so she is the CEO of HISA. She's been in her job for over a year, but it's now actually in action for the first time, and Parks was one of the first tracks where it actually took effect, the HISA rule.
Yeah, and here's more with Lisa Lazarus.
For the fans and the horse players, what will be different for them in this program?
So for them, what they will know is that any horse that's tested in Pennsylvania will have the same analysis done, the same process as a horse that's tested in Kentucky, in New York, in Ohio, anywhere where HISA has authority over those jurisdictions. So that will be the same, and that will, I think, provide a consistency and essentially a foundation that will be make that consistency sort of better and helpful for the bettors.
Really happy to have our PTHA president, Bob Hutt, joining us on the set today. And Bob, welcome. You know, we just heard from Lisa Lazarus, the CEO of HISA, and the new law that's put into place. Tell us about the importance of HISA in horse racing.
Yes, I'd be happy to. I know it's a subject, half do, half don't support HISA, but I feel on behalf of the PTHA and the THA, it's necessary. They were appointed. They are the law of the land. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate Lisa and Ben for being here on Monday, making Parks the first racetrack in the country that they attended on the first day of operation. I would also like to thank Tom Chukis of the Racing Commission. I know Lisa and Tom worked diligently to protect all the horsemen in Pennsylvania in seeing that we weren't double or triple dipped. I'm not going to go into explanation, but even Penn National and Presque Isle, they joined with me in thanking Lisa for making sure none of us were hurt in the negotiations. Lisa has kindly invited everyone to participate in trying to make rules that benefit the horsemen, and we will be eternally grateful for that. And we look forward to working with Lisa and HISA. And the most important thing, I think everybody agrees, no matter which side of the aisle you're on here, is that our brave warriors, the horses, deserve all the protection they can get.
Bob, what specific changes should people be looking for, if anything, from how it's been done to how it's going to be done?
Now you're asking me my personal feeling. In every aspect of life, it doesn't matter if it's horse racing or business or even politics, there are always going to be cheaters, somebody who thinks they know better and they can bend the rules to serve them best. One of the things that we've spoken to HISA about, to catch cheaters, you need boots on the ground. And that means you need out of competition testing. That means like certain owners and trainers after a horse races take their horses off the grounds. And if somebody thinks they're going on a 2-week vacation, they're really not. And HISA has the power to order those horses back whenever they want for out-of-competition testing. And I think that alone is going to cut down on the cheating quite a bit. The main thing here is we want to make sure that these horses are protected, that they're not running when they shouldn't be running, and that's a very, very good way of doing it. And Lisa and Ben has given us their assurance that they're going to try everything to do it right. The other thing, and I could say this on behalf of all horsemen, I'm speaking for myself, is when you have therapeutic equipment and drugs that are good for the horses, massage equipment, things like that that are good, you don't take that away because that only emboldens the cheaters and gives them a bigger edge. And I can tell you this at Parks, when I ran for office, people told me that I have to represent not the 99% of the good men and women trainers, but also the cheaters. Bob Hutt is not representing the cheaters. If we catch you cheating, we will do whatever we can to see that you're removed from the grounds at Parks. It's a new day, it's a new sheriff, and I'm old and gray anyway, so I'm older than God. I can do whatever I want anyway, but really, we join with HISA and all horsemen to protect our horses and our horsemen and women, who 99% of them do an absolutely great job.
Well, we look forward to the uniformity in horse racing. And Bob, it's always fun to have you joining us here on the set. Thanks for coming.
I'm not outspoken, am I?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
No, you don't say what you think, but you are Bobby from the Bronx.
I'm Bobby from
That
the
has not
Bronx,
changed.
and I still have my friends from the Bronx, and I'll never forget my roots. And anybody who wants to contact me and has a suggestion or a complaint, please feel free to do so. And Mr. Caseller, who is behind the mic, please don't put my telephone number.
Call this
phone
man
number.
at this number or this email.
Thank you so much for having me. And by the way, I would also like to recognize that on the first day that Lisa and Ben were here, our own gifted Jeff Matty was here representing the PTHA. And also Tom Chukis came down from the Racing Commission. And Jim Gagliano from Kentucky, the Jockey Club, was down here. I haven't seen Jim in about 100 years.
Former manager here at Parks back in the day.
Yes. And I thank everybody for being here. And we look forward, hopefully, and I'll say it publicly, to inviting Lisa and Ben to attend the Pennsylvania Derby
There you go.
in September. And we would be honored. And I know they're going to make a big difference in our industry.
Great.
Thank you for having me this morning.
You got it. Thanks,
Oh,
Bob.
thank you, Bob. And let's get to some horse racing. We're going to take a look at Monday's 9th race. It was our local race of the week. And Barron, the PA bred, is our post-time favorite.
He's 5,000 shy of 800,000. An amazing career, Danny. 25 starts, 10 wins, 7 seconds. Lots of stakes wins for Barron.
He's a runner, and Prince of Rain takes second choice. My pick, I was trying to beat the favorite for trainer Michael's Dallas.
Yeah, 3-1. Prince of Rain coming off really 3 really good races in a row. The question is he fast enough to beat Barron when he's at his best?
Well, we'll see here in a second. Here's the call of our local race of the week.
Dreams Untold. Barron just bides his time in second. In on the rail is Hopeful Treasure, right to the outside, Practical Coach. Then Prince of Rain and Yodeliehu getting a little bit closer as they make their way into the turn. Barron wants to go now, tugging on the reins. He is clear of Dreams Untold. He has put away that rival, and he has the lead as the half went in 45-3 as they hit the top of the stretch. It is Barron, the veteran Pennsylvania bred. Here comes Yodeliehu with his run on the outside. Hopeful Treasure trying to make a bid at him, but it is all Barron.
Barron gets the victory, and it was a dominant victory at that, and he just got over $800,000 in career earnings. What a horse, and really proud that he's a Pennsylvania bred.
Yeah, for sure. He wins here at Parks, but he wins elsewhere, Danny. It doesn't really matter where he runs. And the whole key to Barron is when he breaks, he almost never loses.
Yeah. He is a true racehorse, best forelock in the game, too. Well, we're going to get into our first break, but we have a nice feature coming up with one of our longtime horseman trainer, Jim Noble, and 3-year-olds, and big racing around the country as well, the Dubai World Cup, all coming up on the other side of this break.
And the 3 of them make their way to the top of the stretch. Country Grammar is 4th on the outside.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime, he sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% 2-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, horse racing gets in your blood, but Jim Noble came to the racetrack with family friends. He wandered down to his family friend's yard and they got him into horse racing, and he's been here ever since.
Yeah, look, he's one of the mainstays. He has been here for a long time, and he's got some great stories to tell.
Well, here's his story. Here's trainer Jim Noble.
For over 40 years, Jim Noble has been part of the trainer landscape here at parks and at racetracks all around our area. At one time, he trained for several owners, and his barn was full with potential. Today, he is down to just 2. Despite his number of horses, this 67-year-old still has the dream.
Still looking for that one, or that one still looking for me somewhere, that one good one that we're all looking for. Nobody knows where it's going to come from, you know, but that's what keeps us getting up every morning and trying to pursue our dream. Whether it comes true now or later or ever, that's what we get up for.
And that dream started way back when Jim was just 5.
The first time I remember was I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I'm looking at this big animal, and it was like, I don't know, it was the fear of him or the excitement together, but it got me hooked. I was scared to death, but I loved it. So from then on in, from there on till now, it's been my life.
Jim actually started in the business as a jockey in 1970, racing at most all the area racetracks.
I knew I was going to get too big, but I wanted to do it. So you know, it's when you're young, you want to do something, you do it. Training wasn't even in my mind at that time. I just wanted to be a jockey. And then when I got too big, I kind of went through a withdrawal because I really wanted to keep riding, but I just couldn't. I was just too big. So I went to Florida after that and worked for Mr. Winnick at Delray Training Center breaking babies for the next couple years, and then got my trainer's license in 1978.
Jim loves the history of the game. His Facebook account is loaded with pictures of horse racing greatness. He also has pictures of his glory days as a jockey and, of course, a trainer.
All my friends always taught me when they see our pictures, they say, back in the good old days. Well, they were the good old days, you know. I don't know if it's, you know, if I live in the past too much, maybe I don't live in the future enough, but I revert back to those pictures and love seeing them myself. So I hope other people enjoy them when I do post them, and I do get quite a few compliments that people enjoy that I post those pictures.
With 2 horses in the barn, making money is not easy, but somehow he keeps his spirits high as he tries to navigate a very tough business.
Very tough. It's a numbers game now. Most of your bigger outfits, they will swallow the smaller outfits up. The claiming game has got so aggressive that when you claim one, you've only got a start or 2 if they've got any kind of form at all. You've only got a start or 2 to make money with them, and sometimes you don't get that chance to make money with them before you lose them again.
And still, Jim keeps coming to work, looking for new challenges, new owners. You just never know where or when you'll find one of those owners.
They're out there. I mean, the fella that I train for now, I met him at the toll booth here in Pennsylvania, off the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and he told me that his father used to take him to the races when he was young, and he was going to get a horse one day. And he called me a year later, and we went to the sale, and we bought a nice 2-year-old. And I've been with him ever since. That's like 12 or 14 years maybe.
Cheers to the toll booths. Bruce Casella for Let's Go Racing.
One thing you'll also see is Jim Noble is a very dapper dresser. He wears some really nice clothes, and he always looks very sharp on stakes days.
He's like one of those old-time racetrack guys. When you see those old pictures of the track where everybody showed up with hats and a suit. Not exactly like that anymore, but Jim's a throwback.
No, I love it. I love it. What a great feature on trainer Jim Noble. Well, let's head to some international racing around the world. It was Dubai World Cup Day, and just the pageantry, just what a spectacular killer sight out there. I'd love to make the trip sometime. Can that be our next trip?
Yeah, why not, Danny? We'll get the PTHA plane, get Jeff, Maddie, and Bruce. We'll head on over there, and anybody else from the office that wants to go. I don't see a problem with that.
I like it.
Next
I got
year,
an outfit.
2024, we're ready to go.
Yeah, I got an outfit ready to go. We'll get Clemenza fired up for some international racing. Well, Dubai World Cup, it's a $12 million race. It's a grade 1. It's going to go at 1.25 miles. Country Grammar was sent over for the USA contingent for trainer Bob Baffert.
Yeah, the defending champ, Country Grammar, ran a really good second most recently in the Saudi Cup, and Country Grammar has won almost 15 million, Danny, and he's only won 5 races. They put him in the races with the money.
And Japan always with a strong hand. And Crown Pride is a horse you guys probably remember because he ran in the Kentucky Derby.
He did. There's 8 Japanese horses. You got to pick the right one. They become major factors in international racing. And we did see Crown Pride in the Derby. Unfortunately, he got caught up in that insane pace last year. He finished 13th in that race, but he's way better than that.
Yeah, it was really cool when we got to see him train. He always had the earmuffs on.
And I tell you what, I used him in a lot of my gimmicks because he trained great. Unfortunately, he had no chance of given the pace situation.
Well, we'll see how he does here. Here is the call with track announcer Larry Colmus in the Dubai World Cup.
Up the backstretch they go in the Dubai World Cup, and it is Panthalassa and Remorse locked in an early battle here. Ben Doog is a length and a half off of them. Salute the Soldier, 4th on the inside. Right behind them is Algiers in 5th. Country Grammar is outside of horses. T.O. Keynes is down toward the rail. Bella Azul is in behind them, and then Geoglyph. So they make their way into the far turn. Remorse on the inside. Panthalassa is coming under pressure now. Ben Doog now draws up alongside, and the big guy Ben Doog moves up alongside of Remorse, and Algiers is on the move to the outside of them, and the 3 of them make their way to the top of the stretch. Country Grammar is 4th on the outside. And they're into the stretch in the Dubai World Cup. Ben Doog, Algiers. These 2 turn for home 1-2. They're side by side with 3/16 of a mile to run. And from the back of the pack, here comes Ushba Tesoro with a rush on the far outside. Algiers to catch. Ushba Tesoro gains in, goes by. Ushba Tesoro hits the front.
Ushba Tesoro, who saw him coming? He came flying from the clouds to run them down, and a big win for Japanese.
Yeah, he was last early, Danny, 13-1 on this horse. It's interesting, he'd run 22 turf races. All of a sudden they said, let's try him on dirt. It turned out he was a dirt horse all this time. He was kind of like Cigar. They kept running him on the turf, and they said, oh, let's try the dirt. He turned out to be the first winner of the Dubai World Cup, and now we have Ushba Tesoro, and he was impressive. The Japanese strike again.
They certainly do. They certainly have it figured out, and have some really nice horses and awesome equipment as well, bright colors. Well, let's get to some 3-year-olds vying to get in that Kentucky Derby starting gate down at Louisiana. It's the Grade 2 Louisiana Derby at the fairgrounds, 1 mile and 16th. $1 million purse. That's huge. Instant Coffee, which I do not like instant coffee, but that is the favorite.
He is the favorite at 3-2. He won the Lecomte. Before that, won the Kentucky Jockey Club. Brad Cox, Louis Saez, great combination by Bolt Toro. It's a very hot young sire.
And the undefeated Kings Barnes is our second choice for Top Pletcher. We don't see him run a ton down in Fairgrounds, but he is.
Well, he's got so many good 3-year-olds, Dave. He's got to spread them out this year. This is an $800,000 son of Uncle Mo, undefeated in 2 starts, Gulfstream, Tampa, now tries the Fairgrounds.
Track announcer John Dooley with the call of the Louisiana Derby.
As they go to the back of the track, 24.71 for the lead part, now at the 5.5. And it's Kings Barnes. So Kings Barnes is in the leading role. Kings Barnes in front. Leads here 3/4 length to a close-up. Chases Road, who chases the pace. Shopper's Revenge saving ground in 3rd. Cagliostro 4th. Single Ruler is a close 5th. Then Disarm. Right there still biding time is Disarm. On the rail, 5 lengths off this leader, Kings Barnes. Then comes Dennington with Tappett's Conquest, Sun Thunder, Instant Coffee, Curly Jack. The trailer remains. Baseline Beater. The half mile went in 49.60 seconds. 3/4 for Kings Barnes, the son of Uncle Mo. 1 minute 14.69 seconds. But now with inside 3 furlongs to go. It's Kings Barnes. Jace's Road now launching this bid. Cagliostro is a close 3rd with Dennington in 4th. Shopper's Revenge, Single Ruler, and looking to gain on the far outside as they straighten away as Instant Coffee has the black cap. In the meantime, it's still Kings Barnes. Kings Barnes, 1 furlong to go, and Kings Barnes looking to finish them off in the Louisiana Derby.
And Kings Barnes with the really aggressive ride by Flavian Pratt, and he remains undefeated. Nice son of Uncle Mo. Has points to get in the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, has points to get in the Derby. He's named after a golf course in Scotland by Uncle Mo. Spendthrift has this one. Danny, I would not put him anywhere near the top of my Derby contenders. I thought he caught an easy lead in slow fractions. One's good. I think Pletcher has way better horses. We'll obviously see Forte today in the Florida Derby. We'll see Tappa Trace in the Bluegrass a couple weeks down the road. I think they're better contenders, but unbeaten is unbeaten, and obviously he's on the trail, and they'll make a decision. I would suspect we'll see him in the starting gate at Churchill Downs.
And that kind of talks about the trend. We haven't been overly impressed with the races down at the fairgrounds.
Not
talking
this year.
Three-year-olds.
Yeah, and it's unlike last year where we loved the horse that won all those races down there. Should have won the Derby, but I don't know. I can't remember what happened at the Derby last year. Something about an 80-1 shot. Rich, what was his name?
Rich Strike.
Oh, that's it.
Well, let's head out to go back to Maidan in the Middle East. It's the UAE Derby. It's a grade 2, and this is for 3-year-olds trying to get in the Kentucky Derby. They're going to make that long international trip. It's a $1 million race, but USA has a few over there for our buddy Doug O'Neill.
Yeah, Doug O'Neill's got a couple, and obviously Doug O'Neill's won the Derby a couple times. He's tried this route. It's interesting. Doug is, by the way, on the Hall of Fame ballot again, and I voted for him again. He didn't make it in last year. I hope he gets in this year. But yeah, this has become a race now with 100 Derby points. It's essentially a winning you're in. If you win it, you can get in the Derby. And Japanese horses, again, all over the field here.
Here's the call, the UAE Derby.
Derma Sotagake, 3/4 of a length. Dura Arede is running in second. Continuar is alongside of Cairo. Their heads apart, third and fourth with 2 lengths to make up. Worcester has made steady progress on the outside of Mr. Raj. Then Aziz and Perrier on the inside. Tall Boy, S. Unico, and La Reche are next. They've got 6 lengths to make up as they move for the far turn. Then Go Soldier Go and Goraiko. It is Derma Sotagake on top as the field races for the far turn. Christophe Lemaire and Derma Sotagake by a neck. Dora Rede is second, Continuar is third, Japan 1, 2, 3. And their fourth 2 now as Perrier moves up on the inside, now starts to drop back, and Mr. Raj takes fourth. Cairo under heavy pressure now in fifth. He needs to do more as Japan leads the way to the top of the stretch. Derma Sotagake under a hand ride here. Coming down to the 8th pole in control.
And Derma Sotagake, a really impressive win. Another big win for Japan, and I think we're going to see him in the Kentucky Derby. In fact, the 73-year-old owner said he is making the trip himself.
Yeah, no question. The Japanese ran 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will see this horse in the Derby. I was very impressed, Danny. I think this horse is a contender. We'll see how he trains when he gets to Kentucky. It's interesting. He's the son of Mind Your Biscuits, who won the Dubai Golden Shaheen not once but twice for Chad Summers. And nobody wanted him in America, so they said, well, we'll take him in Japan. And all of a sudden, he's turned out to be a really, really good sire over there. And now has a horse that potentially could win the Kentucky Derby. I love how they train their horses.
Me too.
It's not going to be long before they're going to win the Derby one year. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but one year they're going to win it.
I agree. We see him winning Breeders' Cups, and soon it will be our beloved Kentucky Derby. Well, it's time for us to head to a break. When we come back, we have more racing for you, plus our jockey and trainer of the week.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our Jockey and Training of the Week is brought to you by Turning for Home, and Jockey of the Week, Michael Sanchez. He's our leading rider right now, and we're seeing him rattling off a few multiple win days. He has a lot of confidence, and he's riding some really nice horses.
Jockey of the Week, Michael.
Trainer of the Week, congratulations, Harold Wiley. He had a slow start to 2023, but our man is on a roll now. Those wins are starting to come in, and we see that barn heating up.
There you go.
Well, let's get to a race recap. We're going to go to Sunland Park. It's their Derby for 3-year-olds. It's a Grade 3, $600,000, a mile and an eighth. And Baffert has the favorite, but he gets in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, hard to figure. Is prompting the pace, the 6 horse, but keep an eye on the 7. Wild on Ice, 35-1, sat third the whole way. He's going to go by in the stretch. He's going to hold them all off. Joel Marr, the trainer, he was the trainer of the Great Pepper's Pride, 19 for 19. First graded stakes win. Also the first graded stakes win for Ken Tohill, the jockey. He was won like 4,000 races, finally got a graded stake. Nominated, they put up the $6 grand the next day to nominate him for the Derby late nom, 77 buyer. No chance, but I like their heart.
Oh, Wild on Ice, the hometown horse. We're rooting for you. Maybe another Mind That Bird. You don't know. Maybe they'll show up in the RV.
Yeah, no chance.
It's time for Eye on Racing, and it's a big day. It's a big Saturday. It's Florida Derby Day.
It is Florida Derby Day. All eyes will be on Forte. Danny's got a really high number post. There was some concern about that. I'm not concerned. He's the best of the bunch. He should win.
Well, I'm going to be rooting for Forte, but I also like the Pennsylvania bred in the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby. That's Angel of Empire for Brad Cox.
There we go, Brad Cox. How many horses does he have ready for the Derby? 50, 100,
He's loaded.
a million?
He is loaded, but let's go Angel of Empire. Great day of racing. We're going to head to our final break. When we come back, we're going to preview a race for you next week on News and Notes.
Chapman Ford of Philadelphia is the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region. Again! And we've got new EcoSport, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, and even F-150 inventory, all here and more on the way. And right now, you can lease a new Escape for just $329 a month. Only $329 a month for a new Escape. Or lease a new Explorer for only $399 a month. Just $399 a month for a new Explorer. Chapman Ford of Philadelphia, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, it's time for us to put our money where our mouth is. We're going to preview a race. It's Monday's 10th race, and it's a really nice race. $40,000 claiming horses, $38,000 purse going a mile and 70 yards. You get to pick first, so you get to pick the best horse.
I do. We both like the same horse, but Danny doesn't get the choice because I do. Ruby Blue. How can you not love Ruby Blue? Just turned 9. 91st career start, going for 23rd win. Over 900,000. Al Lucho, Miguel Rodriguez. Doesn't matter who has Ruby Blue. The PA brand is just as good as it gets. I like Ruby Blue on Monday.
We all love Ruby Blue. He will be in our Hall of Fame one day. Look, I think Jack of Rose is interesting. I'm a little skeptical that he's going to even come because he just had a workout at Keeneland. So I'm going to go with the other Miguel Rodriguez horse, Rondon Scorsese. I'll tell you what, he really showed a lot of heart in his last start.
He did.
He has an inside post. They're going to have to work out a trip that doesn't go against Ruby Blue, so it should be interesting. But I have a lot of faith in Rondon Scorsese after that last performance.
Ruby Blue.
I know. I love Ruby Blue too. Well, I will go give Ruby carrots, and I'll give Rondon a pep talk. How about that one? We'll just want to give a big thanks to our track announcer, Jessica Paquette, for doing that nice interview with Lisa Lazarus, the CEO from HISA, and lots of big things coming in horse racing, that's for sure.
Indeed it is.
Well, come hang out with us at the track. We are here at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Post time's 12:40. We'll let you know when that changes. Thanks for watching us this week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away. And Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.